Can we turn? And girl, I wanna know your name. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How y'all feeling this evening? How is everybody? So we giving advice tonight, right? Not only are we giving advice tonight, but we are absolutely going to talk about some super duper dope topics, man. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would advise all of you guys to come over to my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys hit the likes, make sure you guys hit the shares. We are really, really, really going to get into it tonight. Click this link. Yep. What's up with y'all? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling, man? We gonna get into it tonight, man. We're gonna get into some hard hitting conversations. I'm gonna bring a special guest up here as well. Yeah, I got off of TikTok, man. I came over to the YouTube channel. I'm ready to cook. We need the opinions of the men. We need the opinions of the women as well, man. We're gonna talk about some topics tonight. We're gonna talk about are women single by choice, right? We're going to talk about are women single by choice. We are also going to talk about tonight, does having multiple children bring down your value, right? Like, I really want to know, and these are topics that we want to talk about. But if you guys need advice, right? If you guys need advice, this is absolutely a safe space. If you do you want to join the panel? Yes, you can join the panel. Click this link right here. I'm about to put it in the chat, but it's not going to just be a free for all. You can actually come up because I definitely want a woman's perspective, but we are answering all questions tonight. If you guys have questions, I absolutely have answers. Not on top of that, right? This is what I want to explain to every single one of you guys. The reason why I am instructing you guys to come over to my YouTube channel is because if you come over to my YouTube channel, then you will be able to come up and actually ask questions. You will also be able to support by grabbing your super chats as well. You'll also be able to support by grabbing your super chats as well. So that is the dopest part about coming over to the YouTube channel. Plus, we just dropped a new episode of the podcast today, which is super duper duper dope. And if you want to hit the super chats, that is the $ at the bottom of the screen. We are going to cook. If you need to book an individual private session, the link is in the bio. All you got to do is click the link in the bio and book your individual private session. Like I said, my name is True First. I give some of the best advice in the world. But if I cannot see what you are saying, if I cannot see what you are saying, that is because I am on my StreamYard platform, which is on YouTube, which is Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Come on over. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Rose, what's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Make sure you guys hit the likes. Make sure you guys hit the goal and the thumbs up, right? It is free to support. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up, and we're going to get this live started. We need everybody to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Miss Asti. I appreciate you so much. She came right in showing love. And do not be afraid to ask questions. Like I said, this is a safe space for you to ask questions. This is what this is here for. This is absolutely what this is here for. This is a safe space for you to ask any question that you would like to ask. Stan, can you bring my charger, please? When you get a chance, no rush at all. But yes, and make sure you guys hit the likes. Send your friends here. Share the live. Let's turn this joint up. Let's turn this live up, guys. Bro, y'all got to come over to the YouTube channel. It's Nothing But the Truth Podcast. How do I find you on YouTube? You don't love me because you didn't come over to my YouTube channel yet. My YouTube is Nothing But the Truth Podcast. And for my real supporters, come on over there, subscribe, and tap into the live. I'm already over here. They're already showing me love. Hold on. Yep. They already showing me love. Come on over. Come on over. Yep, we're going to talk about it tonight. And listen, this is the thing, right? For whoever gets the super stickers and the super chats, which are at the bottom of the screen, you get to pick the topics. you get to pick the topics. So if you have the if you got the super chats at the bottom of the screen, type your topic in and we are going to talk about it. Everybody hit the likes. We are about to get to it, y'all. And listen, don't let us get away with answering easy questions. We want hard hitting questions. Hard hitting questions, y'all. Please, please. If there's a lot of people that cannot afford great advice. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm able to offer. We waiting on y'all. Y'all gotta hit the likes. We gonna start the we gonna start the live when we get these likes right. Good evening, lucky lady. And make sure you are hitting the likes. Look, and we got a lady up here. We got a special guest up here this evening. And so the reason why I brought her up by herself is because I think that she has a lot of dope game for y'all. And I want y'all to go follow her. I want y'all to go follow her. Go turn her up and let the people know who you are, what it is that you do, and all of that.
I got an echo.
I have an echo.
Yeah, I got an echo.
Do you got us on your TV? What you got going on?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't have an echo. I don't know. I don't know. It's crystal
Every
clear.
time you say it, come back. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. There you go.
You
It's
good to go?
gone.
Everything Dabian?
Yeah, it's gone.
All right, cool. So tell the people who you are, where they can find you, what it is that you do.
I am at Explicit Lyric. I'm a former rapper, actually. Who,
Really?
yeah, that's where the
Were you
name.
good?
I was actually really good. I was signed to Universal through Cat Williams. I toured. I did a whole lot of everything, but it was many moons ago.
I might gotta bring you down here because it seems as if I'm running across a lot of life coaches and podcasters that think that they used to rap. Believe it or not, I used to rap as well. Yeah, so
Oh,
that
did
was
you?
yeah, and I was extraordinarily good at it. Believe it or
I
not,
was
yeah,
too.
yeah, like a really I have a really good way with words. You wouldn't even believe it. It'd probably blow your mind. Yup.
No, I didn't. I
And I
believe
had the voice like it was like yeah, like it was a thing. Chill, chill. But anyway, so everybody hit the likes, right? And once we get all of the likes, once we get this live turned up, we are going to talk about life tonight. We are going to talk about love tonight. We are going to talk about relationships tonight. And I do not want you guys to be afraid to ask questions. Everybody, make sure y'all go follow her. She is new, she is up and coming. I think that her content is dope. And are you a life coach as well? Or,
I am not a life coach.
okay.
I got a lot of sense.
Okay, no, cool, cool, cool. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. If y'all want me to freestyle, y'all gonna have to send a super chat big as my forehead, and my forehead big as ever. So with that being said, but anyway, like I said, do not be scarce with the topics. Whoever gets the super stickers and things like that, you can come over to the YouTube channel, which is nothing but the truth podcast, and you can literally hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen, and that is how we will start talking about the topics that you want us to talk about. But we will jump into a few topics of our own or whatever the case may be. And any of the ones that jump out from you guys in the chat, which is on Nothing But the Truth podcast, then we'll dive into them. So I wanted to talk about I got a situation to speak on, been going through it. That's cool. So I wanted to talk about women who have multiple children or just a child overall, right? And the fact that a lot of these women have the belief that they are less of a woman or less valuable once they have children. And I just wanted to know, what is your stance on that? And like, what is your stance on that?
I've never met a man who cared.
Hmm.
I have never it I've been single since 2022 and I have never ran into a man who cared that I had children. The only time it really matters is if my schedule does not permit me time to spend with him, but I don't have that problem. But I've never had a man be like, "Oh, you got kids, all your value is trash." Like, I think there are men who say that online, but even they don't even abide by that. They'll date a woman with kids in a heartbeat.
So my take on it is this. I think that a lot of the women who feel like men look over them with children, I think that a lot of these men are not looking over the women because of the children. I think that they're looking over the woman because of who she is, maybe as a person or as a mother, right? And so there are going to be a lot of women who get offended when I say this. When a man is into you, and I can only speak from a man's perspective because I'm a man, but when a man is into you, like when we're really into you, we kind of fall in love with everything about you, right? But it's one of those things that if I get to know you and maybe I start to realize that maybe you aren't a good mother, maybe you're not looking for, because this is the thing, I feel like I got to be able to fall in love with you first before I can fall in love with your children. And I feel like a lot of women that are dating in today's society, they have the false belief that their children are a package deal. And that's about to trigger a lot of women, right? They have the false belief that if I like you or if I'm courting you or if I'm dating you, that this automatically means that I am involving your kid. And I try to teach these women, you have to get me to like you first. Like that's the first hurdle. And I feel like a lot of these women, and not all, right? And I'm not beating anybody up here, but a lot of these women are like, well, if you're going to like me, then you're going to like my kids. And that is how a lot of women end up kind of missing out on a decent guy, because a lot of these women can kind of force feed the children to these men. And it's like, whoa, like, I don't even know where we're going yet. You know, these women got the, you know, they got these children calling the men stepdaddy and all of this weird stuff immediately and playing around like he's taking his last name. And then my thing is this, I think one of the biggest deterrents of dealing with women who have children is this, right? It would turn me off coming into it knowing that you're looking for help for your children. And this is going to be, right, they're going to twist this and say, well, you know, as a man, you should want to help. And that is absolutely what I am not saying. And I'm saying that if me and you get in a committed relationship, I think that it's a unspoken agreement that I'm going to help you and the children, even if you need my help or not, because men, we are problem solvers. We naturally want to come in and save the day. But what I'm saying is if I meet you and 2 weeks later, you asking me to pick up sneakers or you helping me to help with this and that, for me, that would be a major turnoff. I think that a lot of these men shy away from dealing with these women because they know that these women are looking for more of a sponsor stepfather deal versus actually getting to know the man. But you can go ahead. I'm listening.
I've had men say that to me, that they've dated women who immediately let them meet their kids. So I hear a lot that, oh, you a good mom and blah, 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 because you're not meeting my kids no time soon. Not until we in an exclusive relationship, and I feel like we got some type of future where you meet my kids. There's no hookup and then boom, you around the kids already. That's not how that works. But I've had men say that it's been a turnoff for them to meet a woman, and as soon as they meet them, they meeting their kids and they asking for stuff for their kids. And then you even see stuff online where, you know, the you remember the one that went viral about the McDonald's. The guy bought the McDonald's for his son and didn't buy none for the rest of the kids.
Yes.
And that's crazy to me. That is absolutely insane. When you start talking about a woman with multiple kids, like, how do you decipher that you do something for one that you won't do for the other ones, right? Once you're in a relationship, because you said once I'm with you, I'm gonna help you take care of the kids, right?
So that situation that you're speaking about with the McDonald's situation, and before I go into that, guys, I want you guys to hit the likes. I want you guys to join the conversation. We are live on YouTube, which is Nothing But the Truth podcast. Fox T, you allowed to come over too with your fake ass. You can come over to the YouTube channel, Nothing But the Truth podcast. She went on tour with me. That's one of my friends that's one of my Baltimore souvenirs. But anyway. Come over to the YouTube channel, y'all. Hit the likes, turn the live up, and we're going to get into these conversations tonight. If you have a question that you want to answer, you have to hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen. Now, to talk about the situation that you're speaking of the McDonald's, the other children were not his. Let's get that crystal clear. The other children were not his, and he was not in a relationship with her. So he bought his children McDonald's. And so the kid, I guess his kid's mother asked, could he buy McDonald's for the other children? Now, I'm going to be honest, right? And this is just me. I am big on setting boundaries, right? Because if we don't have boundaries, then this is how you end up getting violated. And so with that being said, For me, it would have been a no, depending on what my relationship is with the mother,
With the mother.
right?
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, right? A lot of times we try to look at things in the best case scenario. So we try to look at it as if we would assume that I'm financially stable. We would have to assume that I could afford extra McDonald's. We would also have to assume that me and her have a decent relationship, right? Because in actuality, a lot of times it's not that. A lot of times these baby mothers will have the audacity to just think that I am obligated to do for the other children, or like I've been in situations where I've took my son gifts and maybe the other children that weren't mine were not as fortunate as my kid, and we would kind of get in an argument about it because the kids that are less fortunate want to use and break up the stuff. So it's just one of those things where I don't think that he was wrong, because we don't know if this was the first time she didn't ask for McDonald's. We don't know if this was the 40th time she didn't ask for McDonald's. So at what point do we say, well, hold on, I'm not sure? And I know as a mother, right? Like I think as a mother, you kind of want to be like, well, they're just kids, but they're not my kids. They're not.
Yeah, there's no obligation for you to take care of the kids, but imagine stepping into a situation and a lady got 4 or 5 kids and immediately she's expecting you to help her with them 4 or 5 kids. It's a turnoff. Like I've had dudes say that, like it's a huge turnoff.
I agree. I'm fully aware of that. But anyway, like I said, guys, hit the likes and we're gonna talk about it tonight. So I think that we were talking about women.
Yeah, I
not
switched
being.
gears. I kind of switched gears. My bad.
You're fine. So we were talking about women not being single by choice. And I know that you really, yeah, see, I brought it back like a rental, right? I know that you wanted to talk about women not being single by choice. You feel like they are. I feel like they aren't. Or do you feel like women are single by choice?
I feel like single by choice is a thing.
Okay, talk to me about it.
I feel like in two instances. So, one being you've been through so many relationships and so much disappointment that eventually you just like, I choose to be alone. Like I don't even want to go there anymore. Like you've dealt with so much heartbreak that now you're not even looking for it, right? So I'm single by choice. Now I hear men say, "Oh, you're only as single as your options or whatever." And I get that too. Because if you don't have no options, then yeah, you're not single by choice. You're single because you don't have nobody to link up with in the first place. But I feel like the second scenario would be like myself, I dealt with some health issues. So for the last 3 years, me trying to stay healthy was a thing.
Okay.
So I didn't want to bring anybody into my situation knowing that, I had some issues going on. So I was single by choice. I refused to bring anybody into my situation. I didn't want nobody to have to go through this with me. You get what I'm saying?
No, so that is actually, you were single by choice. But do you think that a majority of the women who say that they are, do you really believe that they are single by choice?
No, most women are single because they don't have nobody that they can kick it with in the first place.
Okay. All right, well, I'm not going to argue that.
But it's a thing though. We not gonna act like it's not a thing. Single by choice is a thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that your situation is very rare. I think that right, let me just break this down in layman terms. To say that I'm single by choice, right? Mm-hmm. I don't do cocaine by choice. And I always use this analogy, right? I don't care if you put cocaine in front of me with $1 million on top of it. I don't care if you put cocaine in front of me with a big butt. I don't care if you put cocaine in front of me with a yacht attached to it. There's no way that you can dress up cocaine to make me try cocaine. I am not doing cocaine no matter what. There's no way that you can get me to indulge in that, right? A lot of these women are not single by choice because this is the thing. If that perfectly put together man, or the man that they write about, that man that fills their checklist out, if he was to walk in front of them right now, those women would absolutely be with that man. They would. If the man walked in, I guess whatever you ladies like, if he's tall, if he's handsome, if he's dark skinned, if he's bow legged, if he makes $1 million a year, these women would not turn that man down. So
does that mean that she can't change her mind though? Like she could be single by choice, and then when this guy enters the picture, maybe she did never believe that she would ever meet a guy like this, and then boom, this guy comes in and changes her mind.
So are you single by choice, or are you single because the guys that you want to date have not entered your life yet?
I mean, is that not the same? You single by choice?
No, you're not. See, no, because this is my thing. You wouldn't be single if the men that you wanted to date was trying to date you. That's the whole thing. And so what I'm trying to get you to process this.
Okay, I get that.
A lot of women feel like they're single because and I'm not bashing, but the men that a lot of these women think that they qualify to date, those men aren't checking for them. So the men that are checking for them, the men that are talking to them, they like, oh, I'm not dealing with him. I don't want to mess with him. He's not really my speed. And so it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to be single. Exactly. I'm just going to be single until the right man comes along. And so the harsh reality is maybe the guys that are checking for you are actually your speed. But anyway, let's get into some of these relationship topics tonight, y'all. Let's talk about it. We answering all questions tonight. And like I said, I brought her up. We're going to have a woman's perspective, and we are going to have a man's perspective as well. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Come over to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Nothing But the Truth Podcast. It is Nothing But the Truth Podcast. We're taking all questions. Hit the likes, hit the shares, tell your friends. Make sure y'all subscribe, and hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen. We're going to start answering these questions, y'all. We're going to start answering these questions. The quality of men these days are limited. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that variety when it comes to women is more limited than it is with men. Respectfully.
I think you date what's in your environment. So if what is around you and what is in your environment is trash, then you need to change your environment. You need to put yourself in a room where the people who you want to date are.
Now, with that being said, even if you're in that room, who says that they're checking for you? Like, I think that we get past that part. Like, we just act as if if we get access to this room that will be picked. Why does everybody have the belief that they're the pick of the litter?
I mean, I think like you just said, people are delusional, but you have to be realistic with what your options are. Like, you cannot, even if you put yourself in this room, if you still not of the standard of the people that are in this room, you can't go in a room full of gold and flaunt your silver, because that's not how that works. So the minute that you get in that room, now they're not checking for you because you're not even of the standard of the people that's in the room. But I feel like when you know you meet that standard and you know that that is what you're looking for, when you put yourself in that room, you get checked for.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that men are criticized for having standards?
I don't think men are criticized more than women are for having standards.
Really?
I think men are, when you say standards, because I think men are more criticized for their preferences than their standards, right? And there's a difference for me, because the preference is me saying I like a light-skinned girl who is, a little thick in the hips.
So are men, okay, so how about we rewind? Do you think that men are punished for having preferences?
Yes.
Way more than women.
When they say I'm allowed, absolutely.
Okay.
When a man speaks on what his preferences are, yes, he will absolutely be criticized and scrutinized behind it.
Why is that though?
I think no woman wants to hear that they don't fit the criteria.
Wow.
So when a man, especially one who you deem as powerful, because that's one thing women always look for is power, right? But if you deem him as powerful, you deem him as attractive, and then he tells he like brown skinned girls with long curly hair who have small feet and little hands. I don't fit the criteria. I'm light skinned. I'm light skinned and tall. He like brown and short. So at that point now I'm offended. Like me personally, I'm never offended by a man's preference. Your preference is what it is. Women can say she want a 6 foot tall, brown skinned brother with nice teeth and big feet, and nobody would say anything. But the minute a man says, I want a light skinned girl with long wavy hair, it's a whole problem. And it's because she just don't, a lot of women don't fit the criteria. Now they upset.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree. You on fire tonight. I don't see anything. What questions do y'all have for us tonight, y'all? Let me get some of these questions. For me, I don't want to keep hearing I don't like dark skinned girls or you're cute to be black. Just keep it to yourself. I just think that an opinion is an opinion, and you can never get mad about how somebody let her cook. I'm cracking up. You can never get mad about the way that somebody feels. But we're gonna answer some questions. That's what I'm here for tonight. I wanted to give some advice tonight. She needs a channel. I agree. Y'all gotta go follow her. That's why I brought her up here. Y'all gotta ask her some questions though. Y'all gotta ask her some questions. I'm not gonna keep asking her. Ask her some questions. Y'all gotta see if she's sharp on her toes.
Absolutely.
Let me see. She's with it. You gotta come over to the YouTube channel, Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Yep. Come on over. I'm gonna let them start
single?
asking
Yes,
questions.
I am.
Let me see. I went on a date and he mentioned that he doesn't date or take me out to dinner because of how expensive it is. What do you think about it? It was our first date. I'm gonna let her go. I don't even want to say what I feel about it.
For a man to tell you that it's too expensive to take you on a date on the first date, like I wouldn't even want to date him after that. Because what are we talking about? Because especially if you were the person who picked the place, who set the date and made the arrangements, then you go within your price limit. I wouldn't even know that you didn't have money for a date had you not said anything. So at that point, I wouldn't even want to date him. So what you think, True?
If I may be brutally honest, you said that he's in his older 40s. He's older. He's in his 40s. What are we even talking about? At 40 years old, the fact that dinner is an issue for me would be a red flag, right? The fact that dinner is an issue for me would be a red flag. But outside of that, right, we didn't have to pick somewhere fancy. We didn't have to pick somewhere upscale. I believe that at that big age, creativity is a superpower. Let's do a picnic. Let's like you can make things be exactly what you need them to be. So I don't think that he's thoughtful. I think that he's extremely cheap, and for me, those are major red flags. Major red flags.
Vocalize it though is crazy. To tell you that it was expensive, and that's the reason why he didn't want to take you to dinner is crazy.
And this is the thing. I'm not even going to say that he's broke, right? I could assume that he's broke, but what I could also say is maybe he doesn't feel that you're worthy of the money. And so even with that being said, if you know for a fact that you deserve better, if you know for a fact that you can do better for yourself, then for me, I would tell you, you got to get out of there. Like so I tell people, in order to have self-worth, this means that I will not give anybody a safe space to do anything to me that I would not do to myself. I'm not going to be cheap with myself, so I'll be damned if I allow somebody else to be cheap with me. And I believe that things finish the way that they start. So if you let him come into it being like that, it will just get worse. Things usually do not degress their progress. And so that's my answer for that. And we taking all questions, y'all. And hit the likes. Come over to the YouTube channel. I cannot see your questions on Instagram. Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Nothing But the Truth Podcast. We answering questions. Hit the super chat, y'all. Let's talk about it tonight. We giving advice. You got a man and a woman's perspective. Yeah. And y'all got to hit the likes as well. That's the thumbs up at the top of the screen. Next question. You got to get the super chats, though, especially with these long-ass questions. Why are men asking for support? When should you support a guy you are dating? I'm from the romance without finance is foolish. I'll let you talk about that.
What do you mean support? I'm not supporting. When we talk about support, we talk about supporting his ideas, supporting his business, supporting. I'm not supporting his lifestyle. I'm not paying his bills. I'm not doing any of that because that's his job. But if we already in the relationship and a man fall on hard times, that's a completely different story. Naturally, I'm gonna hold him down. We together. I got you. But we not starting. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If we start out this relationship like this and I'm supporting you, there will never come a time where he supports you back because he could kick his feet up. I'm definitely not doing that. Are we talking about, if we talking about supporting businesses and ideas, then yes. Then I'm supporting that right off the back. As soon as we get together, we make ourselves exclusive. If you got some type of business or idea or something that you're working on, I got you. I got your back. But I am not supporting a man's lifestyle. I am not supporting his habits. I'm not supporting any of that because no, support, define support.
You're gonna have to define. You're gonna have to define support. I bought a super chat on the other YouTube. I don't have no other YouTube open, do I? No, sure don't. But anyway, all right. Next question: why do men start treating women differently after they have their baby? So this is the harsh reality with this one. Every man does not treat women differently after they have a kid. Your man started treating you differently. And that could be for a plethora of reasons, right? If I don't know if that's his first kid, I don't know if you were dealing with postpartum, I don't know if your body changed, I don't know if your mental has changed. Like we gotta really. So y'all saying I got two YouTubes up? Hmm. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if you have postpartum. I don't know if your body has changed. Like there could be a lot of things that have went on, but how about you ask him? How about you guys have a clear, path of communication? What do you think about that?
I think it's also once you have a baby, the routine changes as well. So when a baby is not in the play and we're together, everything is good. Everything is about him because I'm able to focus on him. Once we have a baby, especially if this is the first baby, now my attention is no longer on him. And nobody's attention is on neither one of us. Now the attention is on the baby. So which could cause friction there too. But add in postpartum, add in the stress and sleepless nights and all of the mood swings and everything else that happened during pregnancy and after, like it's guaranteed to change the dynamic of the relationship. However, it's on you two to grow together instead of apart when you're going through pregnancy and having a baby. So if he's starting to treat you differently, I agree. The communication is key. You got to talk to him and let him know, like, hey, this not how this is supposed to go down.
Okay. As we get together, I've been married for 24 years, and my wife's only worked 6 months out of those, probably less. I am not, my back went out, and I sold my motorcycle to care for the family. Um, he should treat you, okay. So those aren't questions. And like I said, we just need more context. Like if I don't, it's like you want complete answers, but we would have to have complete questions.
Yeah.
Why do interracial relationships bother people so much? Because it's not normal. And I believe that people are more racist than they would like to admit, especially black people. And so it's just one of those things where I think that as a black race, people fear what they don't understand, right? Especially, I think that black men get more flack for dealing with white women or other races of women because black women feel like, oh, what, we aren't good enough for you. And then you have to understand, even by like if you look in like the media, it always seems as if soon as these black men go over to these other races of women, they're either in court, they've been accused of rape, they've been accused of like a whole bunch of nonsense. And so it's one of those things like, no, go get your white girl. You ain't gonna do nothing but go to jail. And I also think it's like go get your Becky. She got the pretty hair. What, you not man enough to handle a black woman? What is a black woman too strong for you? What is a black woman hair not straight enough for you? You only want a white girl because she's weak. You only want to live. And I think that a lot of black women give black men flack because nobody wants to feel left out. I don't think that anybody wants to feel like nobody really likes for people to exercise their options. They don't. People really do not like people to exercise their options. What do you think about that? Why do you think that interracial dating gets so much flack?
I think part of it is some of what you said, because black women do not like to see successful black men with white women. They don't
Mm,
care if you're not doing nothing. They don't care if you got a white woman. If you're not, if they not checking for you. But if you somebody who
wow.
they checking for, oh, they hate to see you with a white woman. Let them find out. Oh yeah, he done went and got the bag, and now he with the snow bunny over here. Now it's a whole problem.
So my question for you would be this though. Why do you think that high value or high earning black men choose other races of women instead of sisters? Why is that?
So you hear a lot, um, the whole black women and their attitudes, and white women are more submissive, and how black women are less than submissive, right? But I don't think that's necessarily true, because it depends on the type of woman that you're dealing with in any race, right? Because all white women are not submissive, but they have learned differently than we have, right? So in certain cultures, they are taught to cater to their men, find a husband early, all that, and become a wife, right? Whereas in the African American community, a lot of black women, especially at my age, have been raised to become independent as opposed to going to find a husband. So when they see it and they upset by it, it's usually because it's not them, right? Again, same thing with the light skinned girl with the curly hair. It's the same thing, because the first thing a black man with a white woman to holler is, well, she do what I ask her to do. I don't have to deal with her attitude, because black women have attitudes. So that's like the biggest thing. I think.
Why did you do air quotations as if it's not true?
I mean, black women they can definitely have attitudes, but again, it's not all black women.
I agree.
But we get categorized in the same boat with everybody.
So this is what I'll tell you. I think that black women are, let me be very selective with what I want to say here, right? I love black women. I married a black woman. I love everything about black women, right? Once again, they're going to get mad at me, but I think that we have to differentiate. I think that there's a major difference between a black woman and a black B word. And I'm telling you, like, we have to like really, and I hate the B word and I won't use it, but there's a major difference between a black woman. Get y'all super chats. There's a major difference between a black woman and a black B word. And nobody wants to put up with a black B word, especially a man with real options, especially a man with that bank account, right? Why would I ever come home to fight, argue, or satisfy, right? Go out of my way to try to satisfy a woman who acts as if she's not impressed with anything. She doesn't even look at me with admiration. I gotta come home. She wants a big house. She wants a big car. She wants me to give her all of my money. So this is the thing, and I'm gonna cook a little bit. Other races are more submissive. They are, whether we want to admit it or not. Right now, it's not every black woman. Some black women were raised and conditioned and programmed to be wives. Right? Some of these women, like their childhood dream was to be nothing but a wife. But I will say, with my experience with black women, they feel like you gotta prove your masculinity to a lot of these women. They feel like they're owed something. They have a nasty sense of entitlement. Once again, I love black women, but I'm just keeping it real. They have a nasty sense of entitlement. And I think that their nasty sense of entitlement, right? It literally comes from a lot of these, a lot of our sisters come from generations of beggars. A lot of our sisters come from generations of, when you get a man, get what you could get from a man, and he better be giving you something and it better be worthwhile. And so these women come into it with like, if you're not doing for me, or if you're not providing for me, then I'm the man and I'm going to talk to you crazy. Because a lot of these women have grew up in households where men were not honored, men were not respected as well. And so it's just one of those things, when you go to these Latin households, when you go to these white households, and I'm not saying that there are not disrespectful women in other races. Don't get that misconstrued in any way, shape, or form, right? But when we really, really think about it, even out in public, you'll see a black woman damn near in the street acting like she wants to fight a man. How often do you see it with the other races? How often do you see it with the other races? If you know what I mean, if we just keeping it all the way 100, even if we look on social media, you don't see these white women saying, "Oh, that white boy is sassy." You don't see these Spanish women getting on here, "Oh, that is sassy." Even if we get down to the music, think about the music that's being pumped through the stereos right now. If he's a brokey, I don't want to deal with him. If I could never deal with a man with a basic job, oh, they grabbing these super chats, and I can't see him. Hold on, let me see if I. Thank you, Shy. But anyway. I don't know why this joint is acting up, but I gotta answer the super chats. Hold on, give me 1 second. If I can, oh, here they go. Okay, they coming in now. So we got a super chat from Mel, the specialist. And listen, guys, hit the likes, hit the shares, and we're gonna talk about it tonight. And I love black women. Listen, I love black women, but we just got to keep it real. Women use the term. He's a funny dude.
Come Melly with this.
Women use the term premenopause like it's a weapon. Why don't premenopause activate when women are shopping, going on trips, or spending others' money? And I have to let you answer that question. I have to gracefully bow out.
So perimenopause is a condition. That's not made up. It's not in her head. It's not something that, she even sometimes has any control over. But weaponizing it is wrong unless you're doing something about it. Because there's things that can combat it, right? There's medicines, there's herbals, there's all kind of stuff that you could take to help combat it. So if she's not doing anything about it, but she's using it as a way to say, oh no, she don't want to have sex because it'll tear your libido down. It causes all kind of hot flashes and discomfort, night sweats, all of that. It's a real thing. So if she's weaponizing it, she's wrong. I don't agree with that. Especially again, if she's not doing anything about it, because there are some things that you can do about it. But I think a lot of times men aren't as compassionate as they should be either when it comes to these types of situations. Because it's so easy for y'all because y'all don't understand how a woman feels when she's going through this. So it looks like she's making it up. It's in her head. She's making excuses, but it's not an excuse. It's a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, that was for you. Questions that are for you or directed towards you, I have to let you answer. But I want to know, how do you feel about what Tiffany Lewis said, right? Tiffany Lewis said, he sounds dumb. That is not true, nigga. If you ain't date every race and every woman in the world, stop acting like you speak true. What do you take from that message?
She's saying that you can't speak for every culture, right? But the message is a little aggressive, right? So she kind of proving your point. but
is it a but really, or is she just aggressive? It is. See, now this is the black woman versus.
That's not what I was about to say. I was going to say that I see a lot of people online make comments about other races, and usually it's because they don't follow enough people in those races to know that actually happens within those races too. I don't think what you were saying was absolute, but I definitely think what you were saying was true. There was some truth to it, like, because you could speak from the African-American standpoint of it. So I think it came across a little aggressive. She kind of proved the point.
Okay, thank you for proving my point, Tiffany. We love you. Shy, thank you for the super chat. So one thing about Shy gonna turn it up, man. Make sure y'all hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen, y'all. We answer all questions and we giving advice. We here to build. We here to talk about whatever topics you guys want to talk about. So Scott says, do you think men should be able to hit women if they smack us hard? How hard is too much from a woman, bro? And damn, this is directed towards me. Listen, right? Let me just say this, right?
I'm all ears.
No, because my answer will surprise you. So I have a daughter, right? And I also have sisters. I also have a mother. I also have a grandmother. I also have a wife. And this is what I tell any woman that I have any love for. Relationships need to always be a hands-off policy. I do not believe in anybody putting hands on anybody. But this is what I'll say, and there's going to be a lot of people that get upset about this. You cannot put your hands on somebody and then dictate their reaction. And this is why I am huge. I am huge on do not touch me. I will not touch you. So I am very mindful of what doors I open up because I know that when you open certain doors, some people will close them, some people will peek in, but some people will run through that door. And so, with that being said, my advice to any woman or man, let's just keep hands off of each other because there are some women who get a kick out of like beating on men and punching on men. And me, like I said, as a father, as a husband, as a son to a woman and who has grown up in a house full of domestic violence, I've seen my mother get her tail whipped. And I can say, as a grown man today, some of those ass whoopings she paid cash for. And you can look at me crazy as you want to look at me or whoever feels a way about that. But I know that my mother did some things, and I was like, I didn't understand it as a kid, but as a grown man, I was like, wow, and so, and I'll leave you with this. I don't know if you have a son. You have a son?
I do.
Okay, so and for the mothers that have sons, maybe this will resonate with you. My mother taught me early on, right? My mother never gave me the green light to hit a woman, and I'm totally against domestic violence. I hate everything about it. But my mother said, a woman is a human. And you don't ever want to let a chick get too slap happy or because they know women play with knives. Like women can hurt you as well. My mother told me you gotta really, 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 really did that. My mom told me don't let no woman put their hands on you, period. And if a woman put her hands on you, she got balls. And if she got balls, that makes her a man at that point. So that is why I am hell bent on no hands on policy. And I'm pretty sure you got a son, like you said. I'm pretty sure you are not okay with any woman putting their hands on your son. But I'll let you answer. Right. How do you feel?
I was raised, my mom always said, if you hit a man, expect for him to hit you back.
I love that.
Because you don't know what type of button you push, and everybody has a breaking point. So if you push him to his breaking point and you over there hitting on him and then he hits you back, now what? So I'm not one to believe if she hitting first, I do believe that you should have some restraint, especially if you are a lot bigger than she is. Like when it comes to that, walk away if you can. If you can't get away from her and she hitting you, I mean, I was always taught that if you hit a man, expect for him to hit you back. And I was bad with that when I was young. Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was so bad. I learned early.
Okay. No, I'm just making because you'll get some women that'll say things like, I don't care what a woman does, a man is never supposed to hit a woman. And like I said, I hear that. You're supposed to
punch her in the face, but I mean, if you need to restrain her, by all means do so.
So this is what I'll say, right? I know some women that knock men out. And so you'll literally get people that'll act like that's not real. I also know women that have stabbed men. I know women that have shot men. I am on a no, because this is my thing. I am on a no hands policy because you can't punch me in my face and then say, I can't punch you back. That's what you can't do. Like you cannot do something to somebody and then that's like somebody stabbing you and then telling you, you better not shoot me. I stabbed you. It got to be evenly killed. You cannot do things to people and dictate their reaction. So like I said, for me, I am a hands-off policy type of dude. But let's get to the next question. So Mel the Specialist says, since women don't take accountability from men, other women, or hold themselves accountable, where do they get it from?
Him and these questions. This is not even really okay. I take accountability for my actions. The people in my circle take accountability for their actions. It's the people that you're dealing with who not taking accountability for their actions. And I also learned that when you got a bunch of yes men around you and or you don't have any friends or anybody who you would listen to who can give you sound advice, you tend to think you're always right. So with that being said, I won't date anybody who don't have no friends. I won't date anybody who don't have anybody who they look up to, like any of that, because I don't have time for that. Because it's not just women, it's men too who don't take accountability. It's not just women. But to say that women don't take accountability at all, that's not true, because I take accountability for my actions all the time. And everybody in my circle takes, and I have people in my life who tell me when my shit stink. They don't have no problem going, you was wrong as hell for that. When you don't have somebody in your life to tell you, like, girl, no, wait a minute, that was wrong, you tend to think you're right all the time. So you got to look at the type of people who you date, and these are the people who not taking accountability. There's plenty of women who take accountability for their actions.
Okay. I'm just letting y'all do y'all thing, man. You got questions? Make sure y'all hit the likes. Make sure y'all hit the shares. Let's lock it in. We are answering all questions, man. Do not be afraid to ask questions. If you need to book a one-on-one session with me, the link is in the bio. So where do y'all take accountability? We see. Hold up. So there you go. That's for you for sure.
So where do y'all take accountability? We see constantly women don't take accountability. No, you see constantly. There are women who take accountability. Like somebody just said that people think accountability is verbal. It's not always verbal. Sometimes accountability looks like me stopping the behavior that you had a problem with and you not no longer having to deal with it. Like taking accountability is, are they not taking accountability at all, or are they not taking accountability the way you want them to take accountability? Because there's a difference. To say that all women are not taking accountability is crazy, because there are women out here who take accountability. I'm one of them, so I know that to be true.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Listen, she's gracefully answering these joints. I don't know if you trying to trigger her or what, but we working tonight. Oh, hold up. We got another super sticker. Super chat. Thank you, First Lady. And make sure y'all hit the $ at the bottom of the screen. Y'all not asking no hard enough questions, though. Like, I feel like she just tap dancing on these joints. Y'all ain't asked me nothing. So this brother says, you got to get a super chat. I'm not entertaining no men with any negative comments if you ain't going to pay how you weigh. That's sassy to me. Josephine says, actually, cannot stand when people say, "Oh, there is no way that all people." Yeah, you got to speak to me.
She's saying that always and never. I hate
Okay.
always and never too. She's saying when people say all, when they categorize all women together, I get it, and I hate it too.
So Royal Way says, "I'm sorry. This is funny. I feel like most men don't take accountability. Not only them, men who want us to be delusional think it is the ones who want us to believe their lies." Okay.
Like I said, it's both parties. It's not just women, it's men too. It depends on the type of person that you're dealing with. I got a couple standards when it come to that. You ain't got no friends. I don't want no parts.
Y'all got to come over to YouTube, y'all. Come over to YouTube. Nothing But the Truth podcast. And everybody that's in the live right now, you have to hit the likes. Make sure y'all hit the likes. Turn the live up, y'all. Hit the likes. Hit the comment section. You got to come over to YouTube. All right, cool. Let me see. How do you got to come over to the YouTube channel, y'all. Nothing But the Truth podcast. I'm not even going to talk about women and accountability. I'm going to just let y'all be great tonight. Did you have any questions for me this evening?
Me?
Yeah, you. Maybe, you know what? Maybe your questions aren't for me personally, but I feel like a lot of women would like to be where you are, to be like, maybe I've had a video that may have triggered you. Maybe I've said something that you might want me to expound on. So I know a lot of women would like to be right there and be like, I got something to say to that truth. Like, is it something?
Those videos are the first thing that pop up on my feed now.
Okay.
So that's why I'm always commenting, because you pop up every time I open up Instagram now.
Have I ever? Okay, I'm listening. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You had one. I'm going to your page now because I can't even remember what it was. But there was one that I was like, sir.
I can't wait. This is what I'm.
And I don't even think I commented on it because I was like, I'm just gonna leave that alone.
No, please do not. I prefer that you don't leave it alone. Oh, somebody grabbed the super chat. I'm gonna wait. Keep that answer right there. Okay. I mean, question. Somebody, Lady Crystal said, if a guy love bombs you out the gate, is that a red flag? What does love bombing consist of? I feel like y'all ask questions, but they're not complete, because we talk this love bomb stuff. And in my experience, I don't really think that men be out here love bombing. I think that a lot of men tell y'all exactly what it is, but I'm telling you that dingaling be telling y'all something different. And a lot of y'all be looking to be lied to. But I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. But
I
go ahead.
think
What's your question?
love
Oh, go ahead.
bombing though is subjective because it depends on what you care about. Like nobody can love bomb you with shit you don't care about. So it depends on what you care about. You hear people use that term, and I feel like people are starting to use it out of context because love bombing is when a guy gets you to fall in love with him like out the gate. He doing everything right, and it's not a first date type of situation. It's a first couple months type of situation, and then he just switch it up. Like that's love bombing. It's not a overnight type of deal.
I'm going to tell you what a lot of people confuse love bombing with. They confuse love bombing with regular treatment, and it's
Yeah.
crazy because I'm gonna expound on this. Some of these women, damn, did I do something wrong? Some of these women are so used to horrible treatment that when they actually get a guy, and he might just be doing normal stuff like a good morning text or asking you how your day was or taking you to a decent restaurant and opening doors or telling you that you're beautiful, you're so used to not getting that you're
That
like,
it
oh,
feel like love
he's
bombing.
love bombing me. I ain't nobody ever told me. He got to be up to something. And so I feel like a lot of these women actually self-sabotage themselves and they don't be knowing it. A lot of these women are really used to trash treatment. Like a lot of these women are used to trash treatment. And so when you get a guy that is actually not doing anything but being a man, that's all that he's being. He's literally being a man. You're so used to trash truck juice that you're like, whoa, I don't like the. He loved by me. No, he didn't. He treated you like a man is supposed to treat a woman. You gave him
Mhm.
some coochie, and just because you thought that it was special, it was nothing but a Tuesday. This is how he treats every woman. This is how he was raised. And so I think that that goes into one of my topics in my books, right? Where I talk about just because, like, it's special to you, but it's a Tuesday for me. Like that was special for you, and I get that and I understand that, but it's a Tuesday for me. And I want to elaborate on that, and don't let us forget that, and don't let us forget that one topic that you got, but we got to answer these super chats. I'll let you read it. Go ahead.
Why aren't women as good as their mothers and grandmothers were? And do you think they will go back to being traditional? So, okay, I'm so over this conversation. There is so much to this. This is loaded because granddaddy had a whole nother family on the other side of town, but grandma didn't have the resources to leave granddaddy. So we're not gonna act like the stuff that happens these days didn't happen then because it did. However, I will say this: grandfather was a provider. He took care of everything in the house, the kids, the mama, and guess what? When grandfather came home and brought home the bacon, he gave it to grandma with no question. There was no go 50-50. There was no like, so times have changed. Will people go back to being traditional? Probably not. But when you say, why aren't women as good as their mothers and grandmothers were, define that because they dealt with a whole lot of stuff that a lot of women these days just won't put up with.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get your.
Hmm.
So, matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to that. I won't leave it there. So Vernon said, "Why aren't women as good as their mothers and grandmothers were? And do you think they will go back to being traditional?" This is what I'll tell you. The only thing in this world, my brother, that is consistent is the fact that things are going to change. There are still traditional women out there, just like there are still traditional men out there. But you also have to ask yourself, yes, only super chats are being answered, y'all. Yes, get the super stickers at the bottom of the screen. And make sure y'all hit the likes and share this, right? We live in a modern world. So you also have to understand that women have a lot more money. And so with money comes power, with money comes freedom, with money, with independence comes a low tolerance for bullshit. So a lot of these so-called traditional women, the ones that cook, the ones that clean, the ones that shut up, the ones that couldn't leave and had to just stick it out, they were kind of in a bad spot. These women feel like, listen, If you can't come in and match my energy, and I don't like to say match my energy, but you're going to have to put up or shut up because I can do for myself. You're going to have to put up or shut up because I can do for myself. I got a rose. I can make myself come. I make $100,000 a year. I don't need your money. I'm going to be honest. The only thing that you can offer me is some penis. And they get frustrated with y'all because they feel like even that is lackluster. So a lot of you men have to step your game up. You want a woman to submit. You want her to be like your grandmother, but your grandmother was broke. Your grandmother had to shut up because your grandmother would have been homeless if she didn't shut up. Your grandmother had to come into it cooking and cleaning and slaving because what else did she have to do? A lot of these grandmothers were stay-at-home wives. So a lot of you men want granddaddy treatment. Make your wife a stay-at-home wife like granddaddy did. But can you afford to carry like granddaddy did? And the harsh reality is not a lot of you can. And we can go into that and into that and into that and expound to that. But I got to get to this other. But anyway, make sure y'all get y'all super stickers. They are at the bottom of the screen. And let me say this, right? Because this works both ways. So we gotta be crystal clear with this because a lot of you women as well, though. A lot of you women want traditional men. A lot of you women say that you want traditional men,
And don't
but
want what come along with it.
refuse to shut that mouth. You want a traditional man so bad. You want all of them bills paid. And if I was to ask a majority of you women on this live, if I was to provide for you 100%, what am I getting? If I was to say, hey, listen, I'm going to pay all of the bills in this house, but I'm going to have a family up the street. Are you going to be okay with that? Because we don't, like, we leave that part out that grandpa had a family up the street around the block, and she kind of had to take that with a grain of, and she knew about it.
And she knew about it.
And I'm going to bring these kids over here. And because I'm swinging and banging all the bills around here, it's going to be some law and order in this bitch as well. So it's like, do you really want grandpa treatment? Or do you want to get with the times and say, you know what? This is a partnership. I got mine, you got yours. And how about we build and we grow together? How about that? How about we take a little bit of what you got, I take a little bit of what I got, and we continue to progress through life? Because I think that a lot of people, especially in this dating game in today's society, you people are chasing perfection. You want somebody to already come perfect. And if you get somebody that already comes perfect, then there's no room for growth. You have to understand, we do two things when we meet people, right? We either grow together or we grow apart. So if you meet somebody perfect, you're expendable. I can't grow with you. I can't build with you. I can't learn with you. So if I meet you at the tippity top and you meet me at the tippity top, what good are you? We get to a certain age where sex is easy. We can get that anywhere, anyway, how we want it, especially if you're a high value person. I do air quotations when I say that because I hate that term. But anyway, like I said, hit the likes. We are going to cook. We just getting warmed up. I'm in the building. Come over to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Make sure y'all hit the likes. Make sure y'all get the super chats. Make sure y'all turn it up. And let me say this for the women, and then I'll see how you feel about this. A lot of you women will say things like this. I don't think that a man should have all the say because he pays all of the bills. And this is how I know that you are on turtle time. What would make you think? And this is just as real as it gets. And so then we can go back to the interracial dating thing. What would make you think that I pay all of these bills, but I am going to look at you as if you're equal? Why would you believe that? Why would you believe that I am paying every single bill in this house and look at us as if we are equal? What would make you believe that? I want to know. And then for you to say, not only are you going to pay all of these bills, let me tell you the audacity of a lot of you women. You're going to pay these bills. I'm going to suck your penis when I feel like it. I'm going to give you some coochie 3 days out of the 2 weeks. I'm going to cook when I feel like it. I'm going to give you an attitude, and I'm going to get fat and not decide to work out. Because this is how a lot of y'all be trying to carry it. And then you'll say, oh, let me tell you something about these other races, and this is about to piss y'all off. Have you ever seen the level of admiration that these women be having for these men? And mind you, this is the craziest part of it all. When they go get them women from across seas or them white women, if you're paying them bills, they like, man, have it your way like Burger King. All the bills is paid.
They do everything because not only are you paying their bills, you taking care of their family too. They sending money home and everything else. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I feel like that's the part that people are missing though. If he paying all the bills, you don't think he gonna put his foot down?
Come on, man. Be for real.
Yeah,
These
I
women want you
agree.
to pay all the
I don't
bills,
want
then
that type
chop
of
your foot
relationship.
off. They want you to
Yeah.
pay all the bills, then chop your foot off.
Yeah, no, and that's not gonna happen. That you would have to be dealing with a real simp in order for that to happen.
But that's what women want. Women want a doormat with a wallet. And that's what these modern women want. Modern women want a doormat with a wallet. Modern women want you to have a whole bunch of wallet and nothing else. Like you're going to have a whole bunch of money and no say. Modern women want men to provide like men, but think like women. That's what modern women want. You want me to provide like a man. Modern women want men to have selective masculinity. They only want you to be masculine when it's beneficial to them. So you want me to fornicate with you like a man. You want me to protect you like a man. You want me to provide for you like a man. But you do not want me to put my foot down like a man. And I stand on that.
I agree.
But anyway, come on over to the YouTube channel, y'all. It's Nothing But the Truth podcast. How many women feel like that if a man is paying all of the bills, you should still be extremely opinionated? I want to know how many women on this live right now feels as though even if your man is paying all of the bills, you're going to say what you want to say. I want to know. I want to hear it. I can't wait to see the census. How many women?
You know, it's gonna be some women in the comments like, "I'm supposed to shut up because he pay all the bills."
How many women watching this right now, right, refuses to shut up? And I use that word specifically. How many women refuse? I am not shutting up. I don't care how good my man is, how many bills he pays. I am not going to shut my mouth. How many women feel that way?
Because that's crazy. If you feel like that, then what you're looking for is a partnership. You're not looking for a guy to pay all the bills and do everything. I want a partnership. I don't. My ex-husband paid all the household bills, everything that was going on in the house, and I covered all the entertainment and everything else. We was good to go. I booked the trips. I bought the clothes. He paid the bills. We was good.
I seen a post the other day, and it had me. I was irate, to say the least. But I couldn't comment on it. I was pissed. So this young influencer, she had said, oh, and everybody that's over here, I want y'all to watch my podcast tonight too. I want y'all to watch this one. I just put this episode up. I got 2 up actually. And I want y'all to go watch the podcast we did this Sunday because that shit was crazy. I love those podcasts Sunday.
Yeah.
So she said that I don't care. No, it's not enough for my man to provide the funds for a trip. He needs to plan it as well. Now, mind you, this was a single woman, of course. So single women have the best relationship advice. But this is a single woman, a woman who's never been married. There's not a ring in sight on this internet telling women, and this is why I tell you, please be careful of the messages that you take. Look at the messenger, look at their track record, and first look at that hand. The hand will tell you a lot. And she said that it's not enough. It's not, she's fucking single. It's not enough. I refuse to let a man just pay for the trip. He needs to pay for it, plan it, and blah, 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 blah. And I when I tell you, I dived into her page to see any signs of a nigga because I knew that he would not exist. And this is what I'll tell you. If there was a man there, I can guarantee you he would have been a man that nobody else wanted because those are the only men that are going for that nonsense. Now, let me say this as a married man before you dive into this. And make sure y'all hit the likes, the super chats, turn the live up and all of that, right? Now that I am married, right, I've learned to be romantic. I was not always a romantic guy, right? I was one of those guys who believed that if I footed the bill, then that should be enough, right? And granted, in some cases, yes. My wife is the first woman that I've ever taken seriously that had more money than me when we met. So now, I say that to say this. I have more money than her now. I say that to say this though. Getting with a woman that I could not sway, nor influence, nor impress with money, it made me learn how to love differently, because when I dealt with women who I had more than, I had the false belief that they should just be grateful for what I put in front of them, and you're going to have to kind of take what it is that I set in front of you versus me actually having to apply pressure and give effort, right? And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this. Her having more money when we initially met, it made me have to step outside of my comfort zone because I couldn't wow her with money. And so, because I knew that I couldn't wow her with money, I had to wow her with effort. I had to wow her with romance, right? Because I'm like, okay, I could take you to a Michelin star restaurant, right? But you're used to that. That's your normal. Let me get in this kitchen. Let me go buy some roses. Let me cut the stems. Let me try to do this from scratch just to show you I'm coming a little different. And so, and this is and I don't want to get too far gone with this, right? But what I'm trying to get you to understand, as a married man or a man that is taking a woman serious, a woman of stature, a woman that has money, you're going to have to move differently. You're going to have to show her, I'm not just going to throw money at you, because money does not hold the same value that it does for a broke woman, right? Now, mind you, could I just give my wife the money and she'll plan the trip? Absolutely. She's a better planner than me by far. But there were trips that I said, no, I want to plan it just to show you that I can. I want to do it just to show you that I'm willing to give you effort as well. So in a relationship, you have to have balance. Before a woman, let's just be real. Half of y'all can't even get a man to pay for a trip. So if you got a man to pay for the trip, for you to sit in front of that man and say, I'm not going unless he plans it as well, shut the fuck up. You'll die single, respectfully. And before you go, everybody come over to the YouTube channel. Is Nothing But the Truth podcast. Come over, hit the super stickers at the bottom of the screen. Now go ahead, get your shit off.
But this go back to you saying that, you know, people got the sense of entitlement when it comes to being in relationships. Like, at what point do you not just appreciate the fact that the man paid for the trip? Because we probably not even talking about somebody who she in a relationship with, because you just said she was single. So to be like, oh, so she not gonna go? She gonna turn it down? So you're not gonna go on the trip because he didn't plan it, or you're gonna be like, oh, okay, he dropped $5,000. I'm about to go plan this trip real quick. Like, that's crazy to me. That goes back to the sense of entitlement that a lot of women have when they start dating somebody, and that is crazy to have it off top. You know what I mean?
I'm listening to you. I'm letting you cook. I'm just letting you cook. I want you to cook.
You pretty much said everything that I was gonna say.
Okay, say less then. But anyway, next question. And come over to the YouTube channel, y'all. It is Nothing But the Truth podcast. Come on over. Like, I want to talk about it. We haven't.
I figured out what video it was.
Oh, please. I would love to hear this.
It was the video that says the real reason men always look like the bad guy after the breakup.
Yes.
And you said in the video, you said men don't expose their exes. That's something that women do. Like, they go online and start shouting from the rooftop everything that went wrong. And sir, you couldn't be more wrong. We are living in a day and time where there are more men doing all this gossiping, lying on women, and telling these stories than there are women at this point. And it is crazy.
Believe that? Do you really believe that?
Okay, so
that was a reach. You just reached really, and I like you a lot. Okay, you just reached really far. Let me rephrase that. Please do, because I'm about to cook you.
When I say more men, I don't mean number more men than women. I mean, this day and age, there's more men now than there were before. Back in the day, no, men was not doing that. They would allow you to go and run off with whatever rhetoric you decided to go off with about this relationship. It just is what it is. Now, men do so much gossiping and talking just like women. Men get on these platforms, men get on the internet. Men, I see it every day where dudes get online and be like, because this dirty B, she da 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 or whatever. And she won't let me see my kids, and I see it all the time. So when you say that they not changing the narrative and allowing women to run off with it, I don't feel like that's absolutely true. I feel like sometimes men absolutely run to the internet, absolutely run to their friends, absolutely go to these platforms and other resources and spit venom on their baby mamas, their wives, they girlfriends, or whoever it is that they kicking it with. It's not just women, it is men too.
So this is what I'll say, right? Men, we're talking about men now, because the difference between a man and a male. So those are two different things. Just because you have a dangling don't make you a man. You can be a male. A male and a man are two different things. This is what I'll tell you. And from what I've seen, no man is coming to the internet to bad talk his chick. I've seen men come to the internet and defend themselves. I've seen that often. That it's to the point where a woman will drag you through the mud so bad that some of these men feel like I gotta say something. I'm being harassed and bullied at this point. Now, I know some males, I've seen males do what you said as well, but not as much as women. Women will get on this internet, not only provide receipts because they're angry, they will even lie, get you thrown in jail. They will go to the police station, put false accusations. Do you know the games these women play? I'm not even going to give this a lot of life, but usually men, we are taught to be the bigger person and let that shit go. We are taught to be the bigger person. Do you know how many men literally, anytime you come on social media, it's some woman with some new receipt about something that some nigga done did, and the nigga don't never even say anything, or it never comes to the light of day. Now, if you're talking about two clout chasers, free game. We two content creators, you want to play, I'm going to play back. But I'm talking about the everyday man. They don't have time for that shit. Men don't even want to.
Either. I never run to the internet with my business.
Okay. Well, you're a rarity. Most people do. I would never run to the internet with my business neither. I don't even understand it. But, it is what it is. That's one of them topics where I could really get into it. But I'm not even going to. Women are, let's fuck it. You know what? Let's talk about it. You women are horrible. You women are, and not you per se, because you say you don't come to the internet.
No.
Women. My thing is this with women. This is my issue with women, right? And I stand on this. You cannot speak badly about somebody that had their private parts in your mouth. You cannot speak badly about somebody that had their private parts in your mouth. And I'm big on that, right? You don't even know that coming to the internet or coming to any social media platform, downing a person that you were in a relationship with, it makes you look just as goofy. It makes you look just as goofy. It makes you look tacky. It makes you look tasteless. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this. Once you come to the internet, especially if you're talking about like sexual allegations and things of that nature, if you have not went to that police station first, I feel like it's for the straight clout. If you have not went to that police station first, if there is not some paperwork, some subpoenas, some warrants being issued, it's all for clout. And I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of women who will go unheard of because these women will ruin your life and go and get their nails done. Respectfully.
They absolutely will. I agree with that.
Oh, okay.
I agree with that. But again, we're talking about a certain type of woman. And I see Melly in the comments talking about Lyric, you got to be capping. No, I don't cap, baby. I don't come to the internet with my business. I never have and I never will. I don't do that. The internet didn't even know I was divorced. I was online one day posting pictures with my husband. Next thing you know, no pictures. That's how it was. And it wasn't until I started getting reports back to me about what he was doing that I had to finally come out and say I was single. But I still didn't say, I didn't come to the internet and go, y'all know what he did, and I'm so upset, and my kid, and da da da. I don't do that. And I don't understand women who do. Like, why do the internet need to know all your business? Like, I don't. No, that type of stuff is supposed to be handled in-house. So there is a certain type of woman who does that as well. Just like you said, it's a certain type of man who does that and runs to the internet. I feel like a real woman ain't going online and talking about her relationship.
I agree. I listen. I agree with you 10 1000%. Coming to the internet is some of the most tasteless shit I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just tasteless.
And it causes people to become biased, right? Because now you on the internet talk about how this man and whooped your ass, and then 2 weeks later you back with him. So now everybody's side eyeing you and looking at you like you crazy.
Yeah.
Because you put your business on the internet. So yeah, no. I don't even tell my family my business until it's over.
Okay.
Once it's all the way over, then they find out everything that happened. Because in their eyes, he is a stand-up individual. He's a great guy. And then when it's over, they be like, damn, we didn't even know all that happened. You wasn't supposed to.
I'm old school. Whatever happens in the house, stay in the house. I'm big on that. Like but is there anything else that we had to talk about tonight? I'm hungry. I just wanted to come on here and talk for a little bit. But if there's something that you had on your mind, we could talk about it, or we can call it a night.
You already hit me with the women being single. You know, I wanted to talk about that.
It ain't really fun tonight, only because your reason was valid. Most women will get up here and have a delusional take on it. Let me see. Let me make sure y'all go follow her too, y'all. Everybody go follow her. I need to start doing this. You know, next time I'm gonna just get live. I'm gonna go live from my Instagram, so that way you shouldn't be flooded. Your following and go jump up if I go from my Instagram. I'm gonna do that next time. I won't even get on YouTube and all that shit. Hold on though. Let me see. Do I got a question? Oh, hold on. Here he go. Hold on.
Well, truthfully, many women show they love attention, so they will go where any and everything can be about them. So yeah, they will go to the internet instantly. I agree. A lot of women do like attention. I ain't one of them. I ain't coming to the internet with my business. It ain't nobody's business what I'm going through.
Did anybody in the comments have any more questions for me? And if you need to book your one-on-one sessions, the link is in the bio. Book y'all session. Yo, can y'all do me a favor on Instagram? Go and watch the podcast. The podcast is available right now. It is super duper lit. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me make sure I ain't miss no question. That's Insecure Women.
Somebody said I gotta give Melly credit on this one. He said many and not all.
Smart man. So y'all go to the internet because men treat us like shit and they think that they're going to get away with it. You ain't going to take advantage of me. I'll look goofy. I'm going to warn other women about your narcissistic ass. I want to say that is the most miserable, trashy shit. And I love you to death. That is the most miserable, trash mindset that that's the most bitter, sore loser shit that I've ever heard. I'm going to go to the internet gracefully because you won't play with me. Sit the fuck down. And this is what you have to understand. When you so-called warn women about the men,
it make them want them even more.
That's what
it make them want them even more because you talking about them.
You want some sore loser shit. Take your loss like a champ. Yeah. Take your loss like a fucking champ. You lost. Take your loss like a champ. Choose better. Thank you, Debonair. Take your loss like a champ. I'm sorry. You got some growing up to do. I'm going to the internet to let everyone know. Like, sit down.
What type of raggedy?
Sit down.
How about this? Because it make you look crazy. How you look like the crazy one?
Go to the internet and let them know how your picker fucked up. You picked horrible men. That's what you need to let them know.
And see, that's why I don't run to the internet. I don't need nobody to know I picked him. No fucking thank you.
God kills me. I'm gonna go to the internet.
No, thank you. I don't need nobody to know that me. As a matter of fact, erase all the pictures because I don't need nobody even know we was together at this point.
Oh my God, Terry, you're doing a lot of hating, and I know that chick. Never mind. You got a fitted hat on in your profile picture, so I know that you're not the type of woman that I'll indulge in. You're giving masculine energy. You didn't even have your hair done. And you had the nerve to put a profile picture up. Yeah. You didn't even have your hair done. You've probably never slept with a man that wore a suit, especially if you got a fitted cap on. Yeah, you don't sleep with men that wear suits. That's obvious. Your men wear nothing but track suits and Adidas shell tops. That's the quality of men. No, it's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying though, we got to be able to switch it up sometimes. Like all you do is have sex with gym teachers. Like you got to just cool out. And like I'm saying, and I didn't want to do that to you. You coming on here messing with me, and then I give you have nothing but gym teacher sex. Respectfully. Just tighten up. Yes, and men like and men that look like me don't sleep with women that look like you. So you just got to stay in your look bracket. Like it's brackets out here to looks, it's brackets out here to aesthetics. And so you just have to be careful. We talked about opening doors earlier. And sometimes when you open doors, people can just run through them. And if I go to your page, I'll be fairly disappointed. Is that the attention you let's go see. Let's go check you out tonight.
Not you about
to let's go see. Now I don't even want to do this. This is the stuff. Now do I gotta do this to you? Do I gotta do this?
You clicked on her page.
Yeah, she got on overalls. You know what? I'm done. Thank you so much for coming up. I thoroughly enjoyed you. Thank you for coming up and locking in with me. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I don't want no trouble. You guys have the greatest night that you could possibly have. Thank you. Is we doing this Sunday or no?
Yeah, we're doing Sunday.
All right, say less. We locked in. You have a great night.
All right.
All right.